Well, Minecraft's added rocket jumping into Minecraft, and there's some other really cool changes in the new Snapshot 24w06a. So one of this first things is this new wind charge, which I can blow at the ground, even knock myself into the air. I know I'm in creative, but I'm actually jumping quite high. If you can see, this wind is a new item from the breeze that allows you to blow yourself away. So if I took a breeze and went ahead and chopped its head off, you can see right there it went ahead and dropped another wind charge, which, like I said, can blow you into the air. It's a lot of timing. It seems like it might not blow you that high at first, but if you're able to time it just right, I mean, you're able to go pretty tall. But much like the breeze's wind charge, you can blast it at redstone compatible items. So like the doors down there are way out of reach. But if I throw a wind charge at them, I can close them. Like my precious little water turbine. I almost called it a windmill, but it's not a windmill. Not with wind, but like I can ruin it with just one thing of, it's literally called wind charge. Like if we take a look at this poor lineup of trapdoors, and I go clear down there, I can throw my wind charge and just reopen all the doors, actually a bulk at a time without me touching them, like physically touching them. And this could be really cool, like for people who do a lot of big builds with trapdoors and, you know, have just placed them all and now need to go back through and actually close them all one by one. Well, now instead of just closing them one by one, you can just throw a wind charge at them and it'll close them all for you. I mean, that's probably unintended, but it throws like a frisbee and it looks so cool. But something I've been thinking about, the breeze and the blaze have been noted on their similarities since day one, and now they both have absolutely unique drops. I'm wondering, I mean, this could be kind of cool if we get more elemental creatures like these. If, you know, maybe we could eventually make something with these almost like elemental like things. I mean, it seems weird, like we got fire, we got wind, what's next? Water. But it's kind of interesting how they're going about this. Now, the vault block was a new block introduced in last week's snapshot that we had talked about from their preview video. However, their top has now a changed texture too. But this now is the original trial chamber spawner itself, and now here it is with the vault. You can see they are definitely unique. You're not going to be accidentally mistaking the vault for a trial spawner. From some angles, I mean, you still might be able to mix them up at first glance, but it's definitely a lot harder to. So that's a nice change, because their tops were the exact same. One of these might take you to your death, and one of them before could have, you know, given you diamonds, but it was kind of hard. If you were just standing directly on top, you might not know the difference. So really good to see some visual aspect there. Nothing else has changed. They dropped the exact same possibilities of loot, I believe, but loot, which keep in mind is still experimental, it will most likely probably be changed, but still cool to see that a little bit of love has been thrown in to the trial vault again. But now that we're done with the fun stuff, it's on to the boring changes, and this one changes the way that hoppers work. Before, if you wanted to not lag out a server, you could just shove a composter above a hopper, and that would kind of cancel out how the hopper behaves. Anything inside the composter or thrown onto the composter would not be picked up by the hopper. It would save the usage and storage and memory. It would optimize the hopper. Well, that only worked for that block, or, you know, those blocks, because I think it might have also worked for a cauldron too. Well, now the same thing should happen with any full block above a hopper. Inside there, I got a crap ton of wind charges, and we're just going to push them, and you can see that they just disappeared. They might have accidentally went into my inventory, but the key thing here is they are indeed not in the item hopper. Oh, they kind of just stayed in there. So now they're going to be pushed with a block behind the piston, or in front of the piston, and you can see it pushed forward. Not a single thing went into the item hopper. In the last snapshot, that would have not been the case. This copper bulb would have lit up like a glowing beacon. Like, the hopper would have picked up the items, even though it's like shoved right into a full block, because what just happened is these items just phased and pushed their way through that solid block when there was no space left for them to be in there. Now, like I said, glass It's a full block. It's not a solid block. It's a transparent block, but it does count as a full block, so that's kind of just visual there. But any full block, this could have been a piece of dirt. It could have been some stone. It could have been literally any full block. Which, it's not going to break any farms. I mean, before, you throw an item right up there. It's never in 1,000 years going to get picked up by that hopper. That stays true. But now, it's not even trying to detect if there's any items. It's kind of just like a functionless hopper. The hopper will still transport items through it. However, it will not be constantly detecting. Is there an item above me? Should I be picking up an item? So, as just a mini way for an optimization. I know it's small, but it's kind of an interesting change that I was able to get nerdy about for a couple seconds there. But with that, that's pretty much everything for the snapshot. The wind is way too fun to play around with. I can just imagine it in things like Bedwars servers. Instead of, what is it called, fireball hopping, you can now just use a wind charge and quite literally blow yourself across the map or something. I can see this new wind thing in so many cases, parkour, anything, or just redstone in general, with how to activate doors, or a lot of potential this thing has. I can't wait to see the community play around with it, and I think it would be cool if something from our elemental friends would combine to create maybe something, I don't know, something in the future. That would be kind of neat. But that's everything in this snapshot. I mean, that was not even close to everything. There was a lot of bug fixes and some other cool things. I noted some of the more noteworthy things, but with that, I hope you enjoyed, and you should blast the like button, and see you next time. By blast the like button, I meant, the wind charge. That's kind of what this whole video was about. I really hope you got that.